at all. Okay, right, if everybody can see that, I will continue. Apologies for the clumsiness. Right, my name's Graham Jones. I'm the Connect SME Sales Manager for the National Composites Centre based in Bristol. Okay, let's have a look. Get it to do that. Okay, right, there we go. Okay, the National Composites Centre, who we are, what we do. We are an innovation centre based in Bristol, and we are here to support and help businesses. We do not take work off any standard industry company out there. If anybody approaches us and it's work that is standard that we can pass people on to, that's exactly what we do. We won't get involved in anything that's not innovation, helping companies move forward. As you can see there, we do SME support. We help SMEs access funding opportunities, strategic business advice. It could be as simple as a phone call coming in just to ask us some information about materials or processes. We're more than happy just to talk to people to help them out. We have full training capabilities, which we will go on to a bit later on. Now, the training helps the communities and companies' workforce keep pace with technology, and is crucial to building a future of competitiveness. Lots of companies require training now far and above anything else, just to bring their workforce up to speed and to make sure that everybody is aware of what they can offer. Okay, rapid response. Now, this is a new department of which I'm part of. The rapid response team are a team that have been set up to give fast and swift technical expertise to SMEs. And when I say fast and technical, it means anything, as I said just now, from a phone call to reacting within 24 to 48 hours. My personal background is I did 13 years in the aerospace industry, 7 years in the semi-automotive rail industry, and now I've done 20 years with the additive manufacturing industry. So I'm quite used to fast-moving environments, hence why I'm now working with the NCC. As I said, we're part of a department now that will have access to every single sector in the NCC, so that if it's a simple question, we can answer it straight over the phone. If it's a very technical question, we have just about every expert in the company that we can call on. Okay, moving on. We are also linked to the UK Catapult enterprise. We are linked with the AFRC in Strathclyde. As you can see there, the NCC Bristol, CPI, AMRC and ERMC, MTC and the WMG Coventry branch. Those are the ones we work with normally, and we can call any of those in to help anything that we're doing, any project. If it has to be a collaboration of metals and plastics and composites, then we can call on any of our Catapult teams to enable us to give you what you require for your project. Okay, National Composites Centre, just a few bits and bobs on here. We've been going and open since 2011. In the last 9 years, we have spent £200 million investing in capabilities. We have some of the largest composites machines and ovens in the UK. I think one of our ovens is actually the largest machine in the UK, along with an automatic composites cutting machine and laying machine. So there's lots and lots and lots of things that we do. But we also go from the new Wing of Tomorrow project, which is about a 30-metre wing, right down to making something the size of a pen on a wet layup tool for people. So please don't let the fact that we spend this much money on advanced technologies think that we can't help even the smallest of companies. The facility based in Bristol is 17,500 square metres. It's a fantastic facility. I've worked in some companies in my time. I've never worked in anything so clean and tidy in my life. You could walk around there with a pair of white gloves on and come out very clean. We've got 250 composite engineers, 150 ACCIS engineers. We have a membership scheme, which is for varying levels of access into the company. That varies anything from a £200,000 access contract to a affiliated membership, which is £30,000. And we've just recently put into place, and we'll be releasing very shortly, I think within the next month or two, an SME membership plan, and that will be ranging from £2,500. So lots and lots and lots of ways that people can access the company, and it's not just for large investment companies. We will help anybody, even if it's Fred in his shed. Okay. Okay, just a little bit here to let you see the support structure of the NCC. Dedicated support for SMEs and small business customers. As I said, we put in the rapid response team now to give fast and swift and concise actions for SMEs. This can then lead on to the boost support funding schemes, where we can access up to £25,000 match funding. So if you had a project that was £10,000, we can access £5,000 of funding for you on that. If your project was £75,000, we can access the full £25,000 for you. So it's acceptable, or accessible, should I say, to anybody. It could be a £500 job, it could be a £5,000 job, it could be a £25,000 job. If the project meets the right criteria, then we can look at helping with funding and accessing our facilities through that. Now, we have within the NCC, as I mentioned earlier, a bespoke and off-the-shelf composites training and education scheme. It's built around all industry needs. And then moving on, we have low-cost access to the NCC capabilities and facilities through SME affiliate memberships, which is the one I just mentioned. Our vision, basically, we want to be the world's leading authority in composites, bring all the best minds together and to solve the world's most complex engineering challenges. Our mission, through innovation and collaboration, is to have a high impact on engineering solutions in composites and just be everything we can for everybody out there. Our approach. Right. There we go, you can see my screen now better. Our approach, as I said, we are agile. We work with SMEs from micro to global and provide technical expertise to the latest digital composites manufacturing technologies. We bring academia and industrial technology together in a unique global network. Bristol basically is composites. Entrepreneurial, we will take new ideas from the lab to industrial scale at speed and support the development of SMEs doing so. We are committed to developing tomorrow's SME workforce through training and knowledge transfer. Okay, just a few bits and bobs on these screens now. Engineering activities. We have concept design, cost modeling, structural analysis, material characterization, and a broad range of tooling and knowledge options. Manufacturing capabilities. As you can see there, we have some very expensive machinery, but we can, as I mentioned previously, go from a small machine tool, hand layup, wet layup, right up to, as you can see in front of you, AFP and automatic fiber placement machines. So as you can see there, we have automatic deposition. We have a braiding machine, which is the bottom left picture. Now that is a wonderful piece of kit. I've only seen it working a few times since I've been there. It's basically like a massive weaving machine. And if you have various tooling, it will weave composite actually over the top of it, which gives you a very good ability to make shapes that you couldn't normally make. Okay, we can do large structures. As I mentioned previously, we're at the moment working on the wing of tomorrow, and it is, I think that's a 30-meter wing structure, 25-30 meter wing structure, which is a very large machine needed to do those parts. NDT and verification, we have full NDT quality and classification processes in place as well. We've just fitted a new machine. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it is a very, very large machine, fully computer orientated, and will fire water jets at the composites and take sound readings, etc., to give you non-destructive testing. We will also do structural testing, and we will do fire testing, things like that as well. Okay. Generating impact through partnerships and collaborations. That's the whole point of us talking today. The NCC at present are reaching out to growth hubs, to LEPs, to general SMEs, offering our help and support through the COVID-19 virus lockdown, but also moving into the future, we're here for help as well. So anything we can do, if you have any clients, if you have any projects you have coming up, we are more than happy to talk to you about them. I'm more than happy to give you some help, guidance, or funding with them.
Okay.
Okay, generating impact through SME partnerships and collaboration. As I mentioned earlier, we have full training and workforce skills development, rapid response engineering support. We will do an SME line walk if need be. This means that we can actually come to your facility, to your factory, to your unit, whatever that may be, follow your workforce through your processes, assess what they're doing, give our assessments on whether we think it's the right or wrong way to be doing the business, whether you could be making improvements in your lineup, whether you have your stores in the wrong place to your needs for your factory, etc., etc. We will come in and do a full business line walk for you if that's required. That is normally a free service. Okay, and startup and spin-off technical monitoring and networking. So again, if there's any startup projects that are out there, we're always happy to look at those as well. As I mentioned previously, we have a new SME membership model coming in July. Just a few pictures here to give you a quick idea of the sort of things that we have dealt with in the past. Not necessarily aerospace orientated with these, but I do apologise. But it just gives you an idea of some of the things that we have worked on. We did a manufacture of a sit ski in collaboration with a few of the catapult centres. And then this led on to further capability studies for a disabled mountain biker. As you can see there, we've done various seats, etc. We can do concept to advanced forming through to production solutions. We can do tailored fibre placement, manufacture of carbon racing drones is another thing that we did. Manufacture of a Phoenix UAV, manufacture of a novel wind turbine blade, and large-scale additive manufacturing cure for seat manufacturing. Okay, now training. This is quite an important thing to a lot of companies. This is where we can put in place for you, and it can be customized to whatever your requirements or your needs are. It can be done internally within the NCC. You can come in and use our facilities and go through the course on site, or the course can be structured around your requirements and done at your facilities. It's an integral part of the NCC Connect capability, and it provides industrial and educational customers with knowledge, information and upskilling, and covers a wide range of topics within the composites landscape. As I just mentioned, this can be built around yourselves. It can be aligned with the latest technologies and delivered by experts. Bespoke courses, as I mentioned just now, we can put together a bespoke course for yourselves. So we can adapt standard courses with sector-specific case study content. We can incorporate specific industry standards. So if you need your workforce to be trained to a certain industry level, then we can incorporate that into the course as well. Providing specific knowledge on strategic decision makers on the benefits of composites. Now, this was a range, just to give you an example, this was a range of our 2020 courses that were supposed to have taken place. Unfortunately, as we started them in March, as we all know, we all got put into lockdown. So we have been fighting very, very hard to make online courses, of which we are now releasing. We're just finally releasing those. But this just gives you a quick idea of the range of courses that can be done. You can do one-day courses, two-day courses, half-day courses, and there's all sorts there that you can look at that, from AFP to composite materials webinars, all sorts of things really. Quality systems, just to let you see that the NCC have a substantial amount of quality systems. And when I say quality systems, I mean actual physical testing facilities and capabilities as well. As you can see there, we have BSI external ISO 9001 and the ISO 45001. Okay, basically that's where we are. So if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to take the chair.
Thanks, Graham. Any questions, anyone? There's nothing been put on chat, so I can see we don't have really many NWAA members on today at all. So what we'll do, Graham, is put this, we've recorded this, so we'll put it on our website and we'll let everyone know on social network that it's been recorded and that they can take a look. It's got your details on and everything. So, I mean, you know, in our area we do, you know, it's mostly airframe and manufacturing, as I'm sure you're aware, but I did think there'd be more than this one. However, Catherine, do you want to talk about SC21 CNG?
Yeah, I can give a quick update. So the SC21 Competitiveness and Growth Programme is a national programme being led by ADS, the National Trade Association, in partnership with SMMT, the Trade Association for the Automotive Industry. The programme is cross-sector and it is looking at 4 main areas of a company by something called the NMCL assessment, which is the National Manufacturing Competitiveness Level. And the 4 areas that it's looking at is competitiveness, strategy, management systems, new product introduction, life cycle management, manufacturing ops, and supply chain. And what the programme is doing is a 12-day assessment on site and virtually at the moment, going through that process, reviewing the companies and organisations on site, going through that, and then ultimately creating, by comparing, aligning with your financials, to getting something that's called a project charters, which is basically a business plan for any training that you could possibly have to help in areas that were highlighted as needing, not necessarily improvement, but could help improve your competitiveness or your growth. And this tends to align to any company's 5-year strategy programs. They will also then means that once you get to that point, you will be in the process of the government funded programme and hopefully have that approved and have it to, on average at the moment, £140,000 worth of funding, which is grant funded, and you just have to match it in kind. So it's a very valuable at this time programme. So it's a national programme, as I said, so anybody who's interested should apply via the ADS website and expression of interest. But we also have in the Northwest an aerospace cluster of excellence, which is a group of companies that have all undertaken the assessment and going through that and are working together collaboratively, sharing best practice, discussing areas that have come up reoccurringly on the programme, and they're also benefiting from support from the primes in the area and nationally with mentorship and best practice workshops, which is something that we're running here in the Northwest. But any information on that, just let me know and we can get some information out to you.
Thank you, that's great. We've got one question, but before we do that, we'll go to Glenn Bullen, who's just going to update us on NATEP.
Okay, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, so I'm just going to give a brief introduction to the NATEP programme. So NATEP stands for the National Aerospace Technology Exploitation Programme. And as per the SC21 programme that Catherine was just talking about, this programme is also led by ADS and is managed through the regional aerospace alliances such as Northwest Aerospace Alliance. So again, it's a nationally funded programme and it's there to support research and development projects. The projects it's supporting must have a civil aerospace application and they'll need to be led by an SME. So that SME also, as part of it, there need to be collaborative projects, so there needs to be a minimum of at least one partner on the projects. And each project needs to be supported by a potential customer that's interested in the technology or new process that's being developed. So as part of that, the funding available to each project, so for all the partners in the project, is up to £150,000 worth of funding, and that's at a rate of 50% of the costs to the project. So you get 50% of the costs through the NATEP programme. Projects of a typical NATEP project would be within between 12 months and up to a maximum of 18 months long. And we currently have a call for outline applications that's open at the moment, and that call closes on the 31st of May. But if that's something you'd be interested in, you can get more details on the NATEP website. So that's natep.org.uk, and on the Apply tab, it'll give more details about the, and also a copy of the outline application form that you'd need to use. So they've also been running some webinars on the NATEP programme to give a bit more detail. Some of the companies have been involved in the programme. And again, this is something you can get more information about if you check the NATEP website. One of the key things about the NATEP programme is what we call the technology managers on the programme. So that's something myself and Catherine have both done on the NATEP programme. We're there to support companies in terms of mentoring through the original application process, so the outline application stage, right through the delivery of the project. And I think that's a key differentiator compared to a normal ATI or Innovate UK programme, is that level of support. But again, if that's something you're interested in terms of NATEP, obviously check the NATEP website, but by all means contact myself, and my email address is Glenn with one N @aerospace.co.uk. Okay.
Thanks, Glenn. Graham, we have one question from Gordon Smith, and he wants you to describe how people based in the Northwest can access the NCC's services and facilities.
How they can access the
NCC's facilities and services.
Okay, as I said, we offer various membership schemes. If it's just phone calls, if it's just emails, things like that, we're more than happy to do that on a daily basis, just ad hoc as and when they come in. We don't necessarily need anybody to do anything special to access contacting us. There are various membership schemes if you want full access to the capabilities. As I said, there's membership schemes ranging from £200,000 down to £2,500. They will give you varying levels of access in and out of the company, access to using our site, access to all our manufacturing capabilities and our experts on site. It will give you a hot desk. But as I said, there's any range of ways you can contact us, really. We're not holding our wallet hand out. We don't say, okay, you know, it's £2,500 for, we'll talk to you. You can pick up the phone, you can talk to us at any point about anything.
Okay, that's great.
Here to help, really.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any further questions from anyone? Okay. Well, thank you for joining our webinar this afternoon. Thank you, Graham, for informing us about National Composites Centre. Very informative.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And I think that's it for now. In the meantime, if you've got anything you would like us to send out to the membership in terms of your services, we can put it on the website, etc. And you can send us a bit of an overview for our monthly online magazine. So okay,
that'd be wonderful. Yeah, thank you very much.
That's great. All right then, thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Thank you
everyone.
very much.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.